Hey guys, welcome back to Louisville Fancy Faces. Well, I'm going to try to get my ZeroG series going. I've been saying it for a while or whatever on the channel, and I apologize I haven't had time or just been really busy. But ZeroG, I had to clean out my brushes. I had a gig. I can't remember what it was. I just came home and just threw stuff down. But I have a gig in the morning, and so I'm getting the ZeroG ready. This is actually ZeroG 2. Yeah, ZeroG 2. And right now what I'm doing, I paint with the hybrids. I'm using Silly Farm Fab paint. Silly Farm's hybrid paint, which I love, absolutely love. I also have tried using Show Off. It's not too bad. A little bit more expensive than the Silly Farm, but the funny thing is they actually sell it on Silly Farm, the Show Off hybrid paint. So anyway, what I'm doing right now, which you can see, this is actually a Harbor Freight sonic cleaner. Now, unfortunately, these paints actually separate badly when you leave them set for a while. And a quick trick, if you don't know, stick them in your sonic after you clean them up, after you shake them for a little bit, right? Go ahead and put them in your sonic cleaner. And it what does it do? It's mixing the paint. So, but anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and you do have to clean these brushes. You have to clean these tips, in which I'll show you what I'm talking about. I use a syringe with a plastic hose on it and 90%, 91% alcohol, which I get from the local drugstore. And I clean it because I haven't used them in a while, and I didn't clean them after my last job. So you do need to, if you want a flawless use, clean them. Now, in the summertime when I'm using them every weekend, I may clean them once a month. But if there's any time in between with this hybrid paint, you've got to clean them because it does dry and it will not come out really smooth. So, but if you're using regular paint, I don't think you have to worry about it. So anyway, we'll get into out of the ultrasonic. And the purple Fab, Silly Farm Fab, is notorious. Tomorrow, that stuff will already separate from the pigment will separate from the juice. So I'm guessing some type of combination or whatever they have in there. So, but as you can see, it actually works really good. So shake it up, stick it in ultrasonic for several minutes, and you'll see what I'm talking about. And it actually mixes the paint up really well. It breaks it up off the side of the jar so it'll mix well. So all right, next step is to take and clean these tips here. I don't know how many of you guys actually have seen the there's not a lot out about the G2, the ZeroG system. I don't think a lot of people like them. I really like them. It's taken me a minute to figure them out, and tonight I'm just going to clean them, show you what you have to do, and then I'll show you some of the tricks and stuff I've learned and using it in the last year, all last year. So, and I'm looking forward to it again. So, thanks a lot, guys. What you can see, excuse the mess in the background, but as you see there, it breaks up. The sonic cleaner breaks it up really well. So now, with the ZeroG, this, and it says it's a no clog system, and what I've found is, well, it doesn't necessarily clog, but you want to keep it really nice and smooth for the paint to come out really nice, well, nice and smooth, or spray properly. I got a few things that I use to help me clean out these tips and stuff. Gotta be very careful with when you're putting the needle back on because of the O-ring. I usually put a nice little, just smear some Vaseline onto that O-ring and then screw that back on, which I'll show you. But anyway, we're going to start with the green and look and see. That's from an old airbrush needle. And I also have a straight pin that I actually keep, which hopefully you can see that straight pin that actually I keep buried in the foam of the holder. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and it makes a mess. You know, this hybrid stuff makes a mess, so we're gonna go ahead and open it up because I want to make sure it's nice and clean inside there. A lot of times I'll just go ahead and throw this in the sonic cleaner just to break it up. You can see it has actually got some dry pieces in there because I haven't used this in a while. We'll unscrew this, you see. And what you see there, that is actually dried. If you can see that, I'm sorry, that's actually dried hybrid paint. Now, like I said, I haven't used this in a while, so if I said, oh, I'm going to go use this and get out to a gig, this is a nightmare. I've done that before, so that's why anytime you don't use these, you've got to go back and clean that and clean these out real good. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw this in the sonic cleaner. I'll get back to you after it cleans. So. Okay, it is done in the sonic cleaner, and you'll see, if you can see that, I don't know if you can see that or not, but it is cleaned out. Now, that's what you have right there, and actually you can still see a little bit in there, but it's way better than what it was. So this is where I take my syringe here and fill it with alcohol. Remember, the syringe that you're looking for, you don't want the one that has the rubber. It has to be a hard plastic because this alcohol will attack it. So I basically take this little tube and go over top of it and just squeeze it out. Now, I don't know if you can see the green that actually is being pushed back through the needle. So that is cleaning that out. So now look at it again and see what it looks like. Looks nice and clean. Yes, absolutely. I also have a black brush that I use, and you can use whatever you want. But this little brush here, dip it in the cleaning fluid there, just to make sure there's nothing dry inside here, because it's not a good thing. And that is ready to go. And I'll wipe it off with some paper towel, or let it dry, because this alcohol dries really fast. And you can still see, I still see some green actually still that's in there. So, and there's no way I'm gonna be able to show you that. So that's when I take my old airbrush needle and I'll go in there and I'll just kind of scrape the sides, and see that, I don't know if you can see that or not, I just pulled that green out of there. That's all dried hybrid paint. Now, I haven't used this in months, so that's why I'm having to do all this extra work, just to make sure that it is ready to go. If you don't, it's a nightmare when you get where you're going. So yes, they advertise as no cleaning. Well, you do have to clean it if you don't use it after a while. See, there we go. And it's still got some green coming through there. So anyway, let's look and see. Still got some green there. We'll do it some more with the needle. Clean that off. Go back in there some more and clean it. You want to try to get it as clean as you possibly can. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to do this probably with all of them.
the best thing to do is to, what they come with, they actually come with caps. Best thing to do after you get done with a gig is clean these off, because it's really easy to clean. You just basically blow alcohol through it and put these caps on. That's the best thing to do. Or you'll be doing what I'm doing right now and going in and making sure it's cleaned really well. So we're going to go ahead and clean this one, and I'll be back. Give you another tip. Thanks. Okay, next step. We got this clean. Everything looks good. I don't know if you can see that. Nice and clean, ready to go, smooth, so the paint will flow easy. Next is the I don't know what they call this or whatever, but this is what actually goes over top of that, and it screws it. That's what closes off the paint and everything. So Q-tip dipped in alcohol. Careful, I say the Q-tip can slip off of there. If you don't realize that it slipped off of there, you can go to a gig and wonder why you're not getting any paint. So, and it's actually really clean. It stays fairly clean. That's nice and smooth. Take and push some alcohol through the tip, which you'll see. You actually take the tube off here, and you should see it should be a nice stream. When it's clogged, it will not be a nice stream like that. So that's nice and clean. But just to make sure, remember that needle I told you about. Take the needle and put it in there, just to make sure the tip is nice and clean. And so this one's ready to go back together. Dry it off, let it dry. And then we'll go to the next one. Oh, alright, nice and clean. And the bottles, I like to clean the tops off really nice, and so there's no paint. Oh, especially the top edge where it meets with the seal. One of the other things, if you don't know, and I didn't know either, in order for the bottle to be up, it has to breathe. Well, they came up with a system of putting a slit in the O-ring, which you will see once you get yours, if you decide to get this. That's supposed to be there. That's how it actually, the bottle breathes. So anyway, this is ready to go back together. The O-ring I told you about, be very careful. It's really dry right now, especially since we put alcohol in it. I like to put a really fine, just a smearing of Vaseline on that, and then it screws on a lot easier. I had to get the Vaseline, so I'll be right back.